All right, the race I want to win more than any in NASCAR heat, the Brickyard 400. This is the race to win if you're somebody who is from Indiana. And we're underway in green, and I did not shift very well, but whatever. We fall back a few positions from our 8th place starting spot on the grid, and then we just decided to completely blow turn 2. I'm not sure where I was going with that one, but a big group of cars coming down the back straightaway here. We'll just try to fall in line as best we can. It's a big draft on Carl Edwards. And who is going to be the fast lane? Looks like the inside line. Hopefully we can get around Keselowski and Hamlin here. Just follow Edwards in, and that'll work. So around 2 cars, and maybe we'll get back to our starting position as we grab onto the back of Kyle Busch. Kurt Busch to the outside, Kyle to the inside. A couple of rowdy bushes right there. Oh, and we almost clipped the back of one bush and slid up into another. So much bush. All right. If Harvick was in his bush scheme, I don't know what I would do. But he's not, thankfully. And now we go 3 wide with Logano and Kyle Busch down to the inside. Looks like Chase Elliott's a bit slow there in the center. We'll just kind of lift off. Get right on the apron there, under the white line. Generally, you don't want to do that at Indianapolis. And continue to bully Kyle Busch a little bit because we don't want him to come back down in front of us. Too bad Patrick Carpentier is not in this race. I actually attended the 2016 Brickyard, and Patrick Carpentier started last in the 32 Go Faz racing car. They didn't license Patrick Carpentier for some reason. I'm very disappointed. So as we move up to 3rd, past Chase Elliott, now we're going to challenge Dale Jr., who did not race in this race last year. Oh boy. Oh, Junior Nation's going to hate me. Did he lose it? No, he saved it. And now we got to chase Jimmy the Juggernaut Johnson. In fact, Hendrick Motorsports is having a pretty good day right now. We'll get the running order up there so you can see. The only driver that's not up there, surprise, surprise, is Casey Kane. But now Chase Elliott begins to fall through the field, and obviously I got rid of Dale Jr. So we've ruined Hendrick's day already, and we're trying to make it worse by coming up behind Jimmy Johnson. And we've got a draft here. I don't know if the draft is coming from Kyle Busch behind or Jimmy Johnson ahead, but the controller is vibrating, so that means something to somebody. And I tried to be at 170 in the short chute. I wasn't quite there on that lap, but I can run pretty consistently fast times, at least with the AI in this game, on this track. Game lagged a little bit. I wonder if we're going to get a yellow. Generally when it lags, there's cause for a yellow flag, but nope, just seems to be some lag of some sort. And now we're catching Jimmy Johnson at a pretty quick rate here. We might be able to get him here. Coming onto the main straightaway as the car just gets him behind him. I was expecting it to step out. It did not. And now a big toe off of Johnson to the inside. Can we get him? It's our fastest lap of the race. And yes, we're going to have positioning to the inside and take the lead from Jimmy Johnson in turn 1. But Jimmy's going to come back. We kind of had to drive it in there deep, and Johnson was able to capitalize on the fact that I was a bit wide coming off. Kyle Busch is the one who likes it the most because he has now joined this fight at the front of the field. And now to the inside of Jimmy the Juggernaut once again. Into turn 3. 3 and 4 seems to be faster than 1 and 2. Kyle Busch almost wrecked me there. And we finally get the positioning, but can we hold off Kyle Busch? No, he's going to sneak to the inside. And we're going to power around the outside of 4. That's not going to work as well as I would have hoped. And now Jimmy's going to move down to the inside. Some fantastic racing so far in the Brickyard 400. This is completely unrealistic. NASCAR Heat, you blew it again. Also, why is Kyle Busch not in this Skittles car? That's definitely the scheme that he should be using at this track, and he is not. The car that he won the last 2 Brickyards in, and oh no. Well, I was getting mad at DMR, and I spun the car out, so we lose some positioning. Well, Logano's in his in his Penske scheme, his Penske 50th anniversary scheme. So, why isn't Kyle Busch in the Skittles car? That is very weird. Well, we're going to have to come back up here and take the lead, since I decided to drive on the apron like a complete muppet and spin the car. Thankfully did not spin it completely out. But now we've given Kyle Busch a bit of a lead here. But it looked like Joey Logano's really coming as well. Let's take a look at the, well, I just passed it. And now we're going into turn 1 where I need to be a little bit focused. Okay, 7 laps to go on the fuel. I'm going to assume that we're going to get a little bit better mileage than the rest of the field. But it's possible we won't, so we're just going to wait and see on that one as we get a big draft off of Edwards. We don't seem to be as fast on this at the end of the run as we were earlier in the race. But it may just be because of the wear and tear on the tires. We put the car through when we spun. Get right down. Oh, I am not as close to the white line as Edwards was. Right out next to the wall, though. That's a bit of a Hildebrand line through there. Thankfully, we didn't have it go horribly wrong as we sneak to the inside of Edwards. Hopefully surprise him here in turn 1, and we do. And no, the car does not have the grip to do that. Well, I thought I had slowed it down enough for the corner, but apparently I had not. So we smacked the wall. Now Matt Kenseth is coming up behind. There's a rumor that he's going to be the driver of the 5 car next year in NASCAR. I don't know if that's going to be true, but we'll see. That'd be very interesting if he does it, or if Hendrick lets him do it. And why am I getting a message? Get off of the screen. We don't need people getting free shout-outs. Alright, big draft down the main stretch. 32 laps to go, so we still got plenty of time. But Kyle Busch is definitely pulling away. Alright, this is realistic. I take it back. It's realistic. But now we've really got to get going here, because I think I really, really wore out the tires when I did that little spin, and indeed I did. But it looks like only right sides are really going to be necessary on this first stop, depending on when we have to take it. That was a little close to the apron. I kind of feel like I have to keep taking a wider and wider arc because of the fact that the car is starting to lose its tires a bit. Still nobody peeling off into the pits. In fact, we're right in our qualified position, which is a bit annoying. It's like I did all that work to get up to the front of the field, and we're just going to have to fall into the qualified position. So we get right out next to the wall. So yeah, I think I'm going to go 2 tires on this stop. I think it's going to be a 3-stop race. And then on the second stop, we'll go 4. And then if we need a 3rd stop, we'll go 2. So 2, 4, and 2 is going to be my strategy on the tires. As we're definitely not as fast as we were earlier. We're 4 miles an hour down on straight line speed. Generally, you want to be at 198 heading into the corner and 170 in the center. And not anywhere close to that at the moment. Nobody coming into the pits yet either, which is interesting to note. So where are we on fuel? As we've just hit quarter distance mark in the race. So 3 laps to go on fuel. Tires are fine, I guess. They're not providing the grip I'd really like them to, though. Kind of wish I hadn't almost spun there. I'd really like to have stayed with the draft up there, because it seems like once the tires go off, the field really spreads out, and it's hard to make runs on people and take position. Good Lord, dude. You want to keep sending me messages? I should have turned that stuff off, but whatever.
There's a wreck in turn 1.
Oh, there's a wreck in turn 1, so it may be we're going to get a yellow, and that's going to cause some interesting things. Meaning that everybody's going to pit under the yellow rather than under the green. But doesn't look like anybody has crashed or brought out the yellow yet. It's possible we'll see somebody driving backwards on the track. which has happened before in NASCAR heat to me. Oh, very wide in one. Thankfully, we're still 3 seconds to the good on Kyle Busch. So we don't have a very good long run car. We got a good short run car. But the long runs, we struggle a little bit. I think he said we're low on fuel. Are we actually low on fuel? We got 2 laps to go. Yeah, we're gonna come around. We're gonna do one more lap. Well, if we're getting bad mileage, that's even worse.
Car ahead is pitting.
No, it looks like, well, the whole field's gonna come in this time. So we got 1 lap better fuel mileage than everybody else. But the advantage of staying out means that not only do we take the lead, but we also have the ability to not get, held up when we actually make our stop. So the car gets right out next to the wall. Thankfully did not hit it. Right down almost under the white line. And now onto the back straightaway. Okay, so who is behind me now? Keselowski, 17. So everybody has now pitted. I just see the back of the field now. They're probably about to come into the pits as well. So we'll probably get some lapping here in this next stint. As I'm guessing that the fuel is good. It's possible I'll just run out. Yeah, I get it. I'm low on fuel. I hear you. All right, right side tires only. Loosening the car up a little bit. 2 cans of fuel. Should be a quick stop. 11 seconds. Waiting as usual. And we'll get back out into the race. We haven't gotten past yet, which is a good thing. If it's actually faster than the estimate, which is always a good thing. So we just got passed by Kyle Busch there. He's in lap traffic with Landon Castle. And we're going to cheat a bit here to get back out into the fray earlier. Actually, Landon Castle might be second place. Well, maybe, I don't know what position he's in, actually. It's a bit confusing, but whatever. We're going to keep racing here and just see how it shakes out. This car feels much better. I actually freed the car up a little bit, took some wedge out. I think that's going to improve things quite a bit. So we drive around the outside. Okay, so I guess Castle's getting amazing fuel mileage. Interesting. So now it's Keselowski and Kyle Busch and us racing for the win. We got 26 laps to go. We drove it in a bit hard there. So we're going to lose a little bit of time to Keselowski, and now we've got lap cars as well to deal with. Hopefully they hold up Kyle Busch more than they hold up either myself or Keselowski, but you just never know how this is going to work out. Busch still holds the lead, 4.4 over us, so we kind of need to make up some time if we can on this stint. Get right down next to the white line at 170 in the short chute, so that's what we need to be doing from a pace perspective. Really got to use these new tires effectively before they run off, because when they run off, as you saw in the first stint, we kind of struggled. So here we go. Can we get the run on Keselowski down into turn 1? No, because he's going to get a draft off of Buscher.
There's a wreck in turn
And
1.
I had to get out of it and just completely got screwed there. Well, that's a bit annoying. If I had driven around the outside, I bet I would have gotten him. But, oh well. You live and you learn. 6th place. Unless we get a yellow, we're probably not going to catch Kyle Busch. He seems to be in a league of his own, as he usually is at a real racetrack. At least in his words. Alright, here we go. Looks like a lot of guys are getting held up by lappers here. So now it's time to pounce. Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, a few others hopefully. As we're catching Buscher already again in turn 1. Yeah, let's just drift into turn 1 as hard as we can. Looks like Edwards is up there as well. So there's Buscher. Around Buscher pretty easily we go. Now up to Almirola. Pass him.
Stay low.
Now it looks like Landon Castle's holding these guys up just a little bit here at the front of the pack. Or at least he was. We can still get up to second pretty easily because I'm pretty sure that's Keselowski leading the train here. Now with hopefully a big run on Edwards and Castle. Split the difference side by side with Edwards, but he's got the preferred line going into turn 1, and he also has better acceleration because we're 10 miles an hour off of where we should be. Now can we drive around the outside, around in the short chute, car a little bit high in the groove. Nope, can't clear him yet, so we're going to need some lap traffic help here. Probably because the car is absolutely screwed. No, it's not. That's weird. I was expecting the damage to be like flashing red, but it's not, despite the fact that we literally plowed the turn 1 all at like 190 miles an hour. Come on. Let's get up there to Edwards. It looks like maybe Ellis is holding them up. And they're going to go 3 wide with Ellis, but it looks like we may be able to catch and pass Edwards. We get lucky here. And no, it's McDowell. And no, because McDowell is just going to hold the bottom and Edwards is going to drive around the outside of him. We'll do the same. But it means we're not going to be able to take quite the preferred apex line through turn 2. So down the backside of the course. You have to fall in line just a little bit here. We are at 194 in turn 3, keeping it 171. 170 in the short chute, 174 on entry to turn 4. Not too bad. Not too bad. Looks like we're starting to get the car to work a little bit better now, even though we're 10 seconds behind Kyle Busch. He's putting a mollywhopping on everybody right now. And here goes Edwards down to the inside of Casey Mears. And we just couldn't get the run on Jimmy Johnson that I would have liked to.
Still there.
Because Mears was placed in pretty much the exact place I didn't need him to be able to make the corner and pass Johnson. But we're still just holding on to this little group here as we're going to get the halfway mark the next time around. So if I can get into 3 pretty well, I think we'd be able to pass Johnson. Right down next to the white line on the throttle. Keep it 171, a little bit high in the groove. A little bit high in the groove. Down next to the white line. Car just sliding just a little bit. I don't know who that is up there. It's another blue car. Maybe De Benedetto. Because I know he's got a special scheme for Indianapolis.
Okay, that's the halfway mark.
And it is De Benedetto.
Still there.
So we're just going to drift it through turn 1. Have to get out of the throttle. Thankfully, we didn't just spin down into De Benedetto there. I was a little bit worried the car was just going to take off on its own. And come on, get out of my way.
Stay high.
Blue
Still
flags. Where are the blue flags?
Still
Okay,
there.
now we're around De Benedetto.
All
So
clear.
we lost time to Keselowski and the rest there. We're going to have to fight to get that one back. How are we doing on fuel? 6 laps to go. And this will be our 4-tire stop. So we'll probably lose a little bit more time, unfortunately. Or at the very least be on pace with these guys. You would hope. We'll see what happens. And now I'm just driving very badly, as it looks like it's Danica who's holding these guys up. Right down next to the white line, under the white line, a little too aggressive there. And Kenza 3.2 back, 3.1 back. Looks like we just gotta, this is the race that feels like it's like, hold off Matt Kenza. Now right next to the white line. On the throttle. And we are just starting to really lose time to Johnson up there. I wonder. 18 laps to go here. Now we could probably make it on one more stop.
There's a wreck in turn 3.
And a wreck in turn 3. Is that going to bring out the yellow? That might be advantageous if we do get a yellow. But no caution, no caution. So I was considering pitting early and trying to take advantage of the AI rubber banding. But I feel like with the way the cars have been crashing, or at least we've been hearing that they're crashing, I have not yet to see it unfold with my own two eyes, but if there is another crash while I'm in the pits, that's going to pretty much take us out of the race. And Kyle Busch is in the pits. So was it Kyle that crashed? Oh, good Lord, that would be... Well, he's in, and I'm pretty sure they're not in the fuel window yet. So Kyle Busch just crashed out of the lead of the Brickyard 400. And that is going to set up a very interesting finish, I would believe. Because now we're up to 5th place. We got 4 cars ahead of us, and those 4 are the cars we are chasing down. Now, I wish that would have brought out a yellow for several reasons. One of, not the least of which, I wish we could have gone in and gotten the car repaired because we're 8 miles an hour down on our best top-end speed. I don't really like the idea of entering turns 1 and 3 at 190 miles an hour. It should be at 198. And definitely there's more cars coming in now, so I don't know what's going on. And now we've taken the lead. Okay, we've still got 3 laps of fuel. That's good. That's a good thing. Now, what have we got here?
You're low on fuel.
Well, he says we're low on fuel. We just got the marker now, so 2 laps. When do you think it's going to hit 1 lap? If it hits 1 lap before we hit the pit lane, we're going to do it. But if that doesn't go down to 1 lap by the time I go by, I'm not pitting. Besides, I'm going to go into the pit slow as all get out anyway, so I get you, and it's not changing yet, not changing yet, not changing yet, not changing yet. Waiting for it to change. Just changed the line. So, assuming that we will, go full throttle all the way to the, main straightaway, which we will not be, we would just make it back, and we don't need to because we're going to pit on the end of this lap. So that's all good. Now we've just got to get down the back straightaway here, get into the pits, and Matt Tift is telling me that I'm low on fuel. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. Right down next to the white line, on the throttle. And we'll try to get a little bit faster pit entry this time. If we lift off the gas, and we got a yellow. And we got a yellow. That's exactly what we needed. Coming into the pits, repairing the car, 4 tires. Let's get back out there and race for the victory. Alright, restarting in 6th on the best tires probably in the field right now.
The race is going green.
Here we go. Really, Stewart hasn't been a factor all day long. It'll be a bit of a bully to him in turn 1. We couldn't quite bully him, and Hamlin is around as well, which is interesting. So this is what we needed to beat Kyle Busch, was a yellow. We got it. Now we need to put up or shut up.
Still there.
So onto the back straightaway for the first time. Stewart fades. Looks like they were just better accelerating than I was. We've got 12 laps to go on fuel and 10 laps to go in the race. So now we are good on fuel as well. So now it's just go time. It's time to win the Brickyard 400. Spoiler alert, like we did in NASCAR 15. We could sweep. We could do a weekend sweep like Kyle Busch. But of course we have to beat the man who does the weekend sweeps at the moment.
10 laps to go.
So 10 to go. It's go time.
Still there. All clear.
As we just completely mugged Kevin Harvick there, and he got me back on the inside. So I guess the place to pass is not the entrance to turn 1. I think we figured that out at this point. Unless we're absolutely alongside, we need to just wait try to mug Kevin Harvick again here. Nope, not going to work. Might put the bumper to him, though, here in a second, because he is slowing me up just a bit, and it looks like Jimmie Johnson's slowing down. And we're going to surprise him. Yeah, that's what we needed to do, surprise him in the short shoot. And now we're also going to get a run on Jimmie Johnson here. We should be able to clear Johnson, actually. He's going to side draft a little bit. Side by side, 9 laps to go. Into turn 1. Get the car woed down. Don't let Harvick by. That was good. That was good. All right. Now into the short chute. Take a nice, aggressive line into there. Right down next to the white line. And out of the corner. Wow, looks like the adjustments to our car really working well. Now we're going to chase down Keselowski here. Big draft. 194. 195. Right down next to the white line. On the throttle. 174 was the apex speed there. Now Keselowski's going to be a bit of a trouble to pass, but we're going to sneak to the inside. And can we pass Keselowski? We're going to go side by side. Oh, we bounced off each other a little bit. Keselowski's going to pull ahead. For now, we're going to get into the back of him. He is going much slower than I am at the moment. And then to the inside on the entrance to turn 2, and we're going to pass Brad Keselowski as well. He did get into the wall a little bit there on the exit of 2. I think this time we're going to be able to clear Keselowski. And now to battle with Kyle Busch for the win and the weekend sweep here at Indianapolis. Down to the white line, out of the corner. Well, I've got Kyle in my sights. Can I chase him down? Looks like we are gaining just a little bit. We gained a 10th there, lost a 10th because I swerved on the straightaway like a complete idiot. Okay, I need to be at 170, and I'm just 2 miles an hour slower than I need to be there. I know I'm good in turn 2, though. Did I make up any ground? Let's see on the exit here. Not really. Losing a bit to Kyle there, so we're going to need to really make up some time here in turn 3, and I know I can. That was a decent corner. We got out of 3 at 172, and we got a yellow. And Kyle Busch is pitting, so we don't need to pit. We're going to go for it, and we're going to start on the pole to finish the Brickyard 400. Can we win? Let's find out. So Kyle had to pit. He may have needed to pit anyway, whether or not the yellow would come out, because I just realized how off sequence he was. So here we go. We're back underway. Racing at Indianapolis. Keselowski to the outside. Looks like he'll make the pass, as well as Carl Edwards, because we're going to be just slow on these restarts. We just cannot restart well. So we've got to beat a Penske now for the win at Indianapolis. What game am I playing again? This seems a bit weird. Okay, so we're going to get that side draft off of Logano. That was a good thing, as I fail for words here. Get underneath Carl Edwards. Can we get around him? Side by side. He's very high in the groove in there in turn 3. Didn't quite clear him, though. And now we've cleared him, so now on to Keselowski. I know we can pass Keselowski. We may not have had the car to pass Kyle Busch, but we do have the car to pass Keselowski. Big draft down the back straightaway to the inside. 2 laps to go here at Indianapolis. Inside. And can we pull off the move that Helio Castroneves could not pull off? And we do it. No, we don't. Here comes Keselowski to the outside. Okay. Now, Keselowski's coming back. What a fantastic battle for the win here at Indianapolis. Down to the inside. He's going to make the pass again. We're going to drive him down way low. Oh, this may be a close finish, guys. Right down into turn 3. I know we're faster than him here. I know we can also make that move in the short chute if I need to. There's Keselowski running a bit low. I run too high there. And now we're going to come to the white flag with Keselowski leading the race. We're second. Can we pull off the victory here at Indianapolis? Racing for the win. Bad turn one. Edwards is going to look to the inside. Edwards is going to try to pull off the pass. And battling with Edwards is not going to help my... Oh, God almighty. I can't believe that. And now Edwards is going for Keselowski. It looks like they may battle for the win. I just blew it in turn one. I was right there next to Edwards. Here comes Kyle Busch down to the inside. Where did he come from on fresh tires? Good God, really? We're going to fall all the way to 6th here. I went for it in turn one, and it turned out to be not the thing to do. So here we come down to the checkered flag. We're going to make it 3 wide, but it really doesn't matter. We'll take 5th at least. But that certainly isn't what I wanted to do. So close to a win at Indianapolis, but it's Brad Keselowski that pulls it off. So the weekend sweep was a failure. We didn't quite get there. We got to 5th, but it is going to be good for cash and good for points, so those are all good things coming out of Indianapolis. Chase Elliott was the final car, as well as Casey Kane. Both did not do too well. As I sung the praises of Hendrick at the beginning of the race, they didn't do too well at the end. Money. Almost 300 grand for finishing 5th. We got 50,000 from Comcast, 7,000 from Inglestall Rond, or something like that. Moog gave us 32, Aspen Dental gave us 25, and Quicken Loans gave us 81 to total out to almost $500,000 for Indianapolis. That's awesome. Here's something also awesome: the points. And we go up to 485 with 2 wins, so 14th overall, and I think 2nd or 3rd in the actual chase standing. So once again, things going pretty well. Let's head back to the race shop and see if there's anything else to take a look at. So from Indianapolis, we're going to go back to Pocono for the Pennsylvania 400. Hope to see you guys there. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like on the video and subscribe for more. This has been David Land on YouTube, and we'll see you in the next video.